Alright guys, how's it going? It is Friday the 17th of August 2018 and you're watching KopTalk.tv. Alright. Do you know what? I'm feeling the love at the moment. Yeah, I'm really like making these videos for you guys just now. So I thought I'd make you another one. Even though I wasn't planning to make one. I've just done one for DKB.tv, which is rendering as we speak in the background, and that's going over there to the other side to the people that support me. So and I've just done my shopping. I've just done my online shopping for when I get to England. I like to have it all ready when I get there to Gaff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Get Tesco to drop off, you know, all my chicken and ham and eggs and all that. Do you know what I mean, guys? Yeah. And a great big fucking box of Budweiser for my auntie and uncle, because they look after me when I'm there, you know, when I go and see them and that, like. So I always pop up and go, yeah, look, brought you that, you know what I mean, 24 cans, whatever it is. Yeah, there you go, you know, get pissed. Yeah, I'm a good egg like that, me, you know. Yeah, it's all right, you want me to visit you, you know. When I go back home, I'll make sure I take, like, a crate of lager for my auntie and uncle. Not that they're alkies, they're out like that, just like a little drink occasionally, you know, when I go out, or in garden when it's sunny, do you know what I mean? Or I'll go to KopTalk and get some fresh bread buns, yeah. And I'll take them round, you know, I'll pop round, go, all right, yeah, I brought you some bread round, you know, put them on the side. Not a bread like Poxy little fucking cheap finger bread, you know, some bread buns, yeah, but, you know. Or my cousin Neil, he's a Leeds United fan, right? Soft spot for Arsenal. I play on Xbox most nights at week with him, right? He's a fucking great lad. Yeah, he always says to me, he goes, I fucking love it when you visit Dunk. Whenever I come in, there's bags of sausage rolls and pasties and all. For them, not for me. You know what I'm saying? Take stuff around. Go and see my mate's fucking dad. I always pop around and see him. My mate, he died a few years ago. I'd pop round. How you doing, mate? You alright? I brought you a cooked chicken. They fucking love me. It's like Christmas when I visit home, honestly. What do you want to talk about? I'll tell you what we'll talk about. The boss has done his press conference just now. That was the video for DKB.tv. We reviewed that and went through the finer points of what he had to say. Saw this article on here. In the Echo, Jurgen Klopp's strong message to clubs trying to sign his Liverpool players. The Liverpool boss had strong words for potential buyers. Now, I'm going to cut out all the blurb around it and I'm going to go straight to his quotes. I like to do that. I tend to do that when I read an article. I like to read the quotes of what was said first, and then I read all the other guff and see how the journalist wants me to think. Do you get it? Because you can really make you know what I mean? You can make a difference as to how people read it. You can put negative thoughts or positive thoughts in people's minds. Trust me, I know these things. So, Klopp, he said, it's about the situation, it's about how the offer is. First of all, it's about how the need is for us. If he wants to leave, you know, talking about a player, can we give him the opportunity to do that or not? That's it. If there is an offer, then we can accept the offer or not. That's a bigger problem of the transfer window. We closed in England and the whole of Europe was waiting for that moment. Now they start to try for dumping prices to get good football players. You know what I mean? I think he's trying to play. That will not happen. I saw his... because I've just gone over the press conference. He was saying that he thinks that a lot of these European clubs now are waiting for the English window to close and then like looking at doing cheaper deals and stuff. To get me drift, these European countries or whatever, other leagues. We are not in a financial need or situation where we have to do that. I want to have a very good squad together. The more players, the better. I really think we could give a few players an opportunity, but we have to see. There's no number in my mind at the moment. So I think what he's basically saying is that well, if you go through the journalist Christian Walsh, I believe. He said, the transfer window still continues to bring a breeze upon the face of Jurgen Klopp. Just over a week after it closed for Premier League clubs to seal their incoming business, the rest of Europe still have the opportunity to improve their squads. The Italian deadline is Friday, Klavan off and all that, while other major European leagues have agreed upon an August 31st deadline. Others on the Anfield periphery include Simon Mignolet, Divock Origi and Lazar Markovic, with their departures possible if Liverpool are offered a solid deal from the continent. But Klopp had a strong message to those who are looking to sign his stars in the next 2 weeks, telling prospective buyers that he would not entertain low fees from clubs trying to take advantage of the current transfer window situation. So that's that's what he's on about, isn't he? He's on about, like, you know, some of these European clubs are going to try it on now. Do you know what I mean? Because of them differences in the closing dates of the window. And I don't know if you noticed this, guys, or remember this, or saw this. I read an article in the Times around deadline day, and it said that FIFA, I think it was it the Times? I think it was. I don't read that shit normally. It was just like, because it was relating to the transfer deadline day, and it came up on a feed, and I thought, hello, I want to see what that says. And basically, if it was them, whoever, it's fucking irrelevant. Better than saying the Daily Star. That FIFA were looking at doing a transfer window that closed for each league the day before their first fixtures get underway. They couldn't have a universal transfer deadline day because certain leagues kick off at different times. And the big clubs in England are apparently already kicking off and want it changing back to August 31st in England, because they feel that the big clubs, you know, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Man City, you know, and all that, right? And Chelsea is a big club, but you know what I mean? The serious clubs, the main contenders, they feel those clubs are more likely to sell their players to European clubs. Like, so if Real Madrid or Barcelona are coming knocking in Premier League, it's likely that they're going to be buying a player from one of those stronger clubs, isn't it, than the smaller clubs that wanted the window changed. You get me drift? So they're already talking about moving it, wanting it changed back. FIFA are now looking at doing that, that new thing. And the boss there is obviously thinking that, or has an opinion, that he thinks the European clubs are going to try it on now. Do you know what I mean? And the market prices will change now, because the British clubs and English clubs are no longer buying, so they might not ask for as much money from other countries. Does that make sense? I think you know what I mean. So they've got a player they want to sell for, you know, Liverpool go knocking, it's like, oh yeah, we want 35 million. But now the window's closed in England, they might sell him to someone in Spain for 15. Yeah, and that's what the boss was saying today at his press conference. And obviously the situation there, which we're being told, is that it's a strong message to European clubs trying to sign his players, that Liverpool won't just roll over for the fucking sake of doing so. Which is right. It's about fucking time, isn't it? That's it. Nothing else. Klavan, well, we did a video on Klavan earlier, didn't we? He said that's not, at the time of his press conference, he said, no, it's not done. Do you know what I mean? So that's that. He played down suggestions that Solanke was off to Rangers, so he didn't know what you're fucking talking about, and that's it. So one thing, I don't know if you've noticed this with Klopp, is that he doesn't really like talking about all the transfer speculation, does he? And what I don't think any manager does, but what I think is that when he first came to England, I don't think he was aware of how big transfer speculation, rumours, transfer news is in the English game. And I think that, and I think he's even gone on record with that. And many a time, what I like about Klopp is that when he's asked a question, if it's about stuff like that, or just something else that's just completely getting on his tits, he just drops his head, doesn't he? He bows his head onto the desk and starts laughing. Or he'll get the bottle, doesn't he? So you can just see him screwing the lid going, for fuck's sake. Really like that, really like that. And I tell you what was good today, talking about transfers, was, I think it was a chick, and she said, am I allowed to, can I say chick? Or is that a derogatory term these fucking days? Can't say now, guys, can you? Right? A lady, a female journalist, I think it was, right? A split ass, right? I think she said to him, with Klavan going, are you happy? You know, I think the suggestion was like, you've got players that are injured and you're doing this deal, you know, players in that position and you're doing a deal. Are you happy with what you've got, sort of thing? Are you happy? In other words, have you got, you know, like Matip's injured, Lovren's injured. Some people they'll say Gomez is great if he stays free of injury. But, you know, if Klavan goes, then you're another, you know, member down in that position. So are you happy about this, you know, with what you've got? Are you happy that you're like allowing him, considering him to go? You know what I mean? And his response was, if I weren't happy, it wouldn't be happening. Yes, I really like that response, guys. He wasn't rude. He wasn't rude to her or him or whoever it was. He wasn't rude at all. I just like the way that he showed that authority. Yeah. Now, I couldn't imagine Brendan Rodgers doing that or saying that, because I do genuinely think that Rodgers was a bit of a yes man. And I'm saying that, and I don't want to say that in a term to like have a go at him, but I feel like because he was an inexperienced manager, and we spoke about this many times on KopTalk.tv over the years, back then, was that because he was inexperienced and he didn't have this great big CV, he wasn't really in a position to give it the big I am. Do you know what I mean? Now, Dalglish, when he was manager, would you want to take Kenny Dalglish on? Would you? Fuck. Do you know what I mean? Absolute legend. And that's why I always think FSG wanted rid of him, because I think they knew how much power he had within the fan base. Fucking true story, guys. That's what I think. Yeah? And I remember one rumour at the time. I know I'll call it a rumour, but I know that it was said, allegedly, roughly. You know what I mean? Because where it came, the person it came from, right, was that I think this was before Kenny was appointed manager again. Was that he felt that FSG were treating him like a pope, like rolling him out every time they needed him, like to calm the fans or to do something. They were like, wheeling him out. And I think he felt a bit like, the rumour was that he felt a bit like not being exploited. And I'm not saying that he didn't like him or out, but he just felt a bit like, every fucking time it's me, and because they knew how powerful he was. If Kenny Dalglish comes out to you or us collectively and says, look, yeah, things might not be going right at the minute, we just need to chill out, give the manager time or the club time or the owner's time, people are like, the king has spoken. And I think there was an element of that when Kenny lost his job. And I just think that he's not the sort of person that you could you could take advantage of. And I think that is the exact same situation with Klopp, in the sense of, I don't think you could take advantage of him. Obviously, he's not the club icon or anything, but he's no. Could you really imagine taking the piss out of fucking Jurgen Klopp or Kenny Dalglish? You can't, can you? Even Rafa. Do you know what I mean? And Ulier, you won't underestimate him. And Ulier, Rafa, these people had all done something. And someone's just bought me a coffee. VP, my boy VP buys me coffees all the time. He's one of my bestest, closest followers, man. He really supports me all the time. He's a good lad. He's just bought one. So there's a little link in the video description below. You can get me a coffee. Yeah, you can. About time he did something, you fuckers. I can't have a pint. Normally it'd be like, get us a pint, but But if you appreciate my content, the option's there. It's just flashed up on the screen. Thank you, VP. I will contact you in due course. But those sort of managers, you couldn't do that with. Now, when you look back to Brendan Rodgers, you remember the Balotelli thing, and he went, Mario Balotelli will not be signing for this football club. Now, do you think that was him trying to throw the media off the possibility of that happening, which is what managers often do? Or do you think he really believed that at the time? And I think he believed that at the time. I think Brendan Rodgers believed that at the time, and that was his message to his employers. Now, whether you want to say that's the chief executive, or whether you want to say it's higher up the chain at FSG, I think that was him saying, I don't want him. And there was it was being pushed on him, sort of thing. And I don't think that was him trying to say, nah, we're not signing him, in the hope that a deal goes through and nobody interferes. I genuinely think that he was like, nah, it ain't happening. And what happened? Yeah, so do you see what I mean by yes man? It's not like, I guess you could say, well, that's not really a yes man if someone's forcing something on you. But then, if you're not a yes man, you wouldn't have accepted it, and you would either have quit or spoken out. And I think that with Brendan, I think he waited till he left the club before he was a little bit critical of the owners. Would you agree? I don't know. Maybe we're going off there elsewhere, but I just think that our present manager, and I want Brendan Rodgers to be successful. All right, I ain't got a problem with him. I don't want to wait on him. I don't want to wait on anyone. To hate is pretty shit. You know what I mean? Make love, not war. You know what I'm saying? If you've got some aspirin. But no, I just think that with Klopp there, saying that, are you happy with this? If we weren't happy, it wouldn't be happening. All right. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yes. And it's sort of like, Do you know why that was yes to me? Not just because of that thing. It's because in recent years, I've never been really sure who's been calling the shots at Anfield. Because we've had transfer committees, and we've had a manager saying a deal's not going to happen, and then it happening. Do you know what I mean? And we've had star players sold. You can't do much about that if they want out. But to get, you know, there's been many a time, you know, they do the what's the word? Not political, the amicable. What's the you know, when you speak like I can't explain. I don't know how to explain it. When a manager may say, you know, we work as a team, we do things together. You know, if my CEO thinks this and we work together as a team, you know, we've heard Klopp say things like that. And sometimes it leaves you thinking, you think, is that just being respectful? You know, like, but him saying that today, if I were happy, it wouldn't be happening, just made me think, yes, finally, we've got a manager that is calling the fucking shots. Do you know what I mean? Now, that doesn't mean that he would be obstructive to the owners if they said, we really need to do this, Jurgen, because I think he's very understanding, and I think he understands the way a football club operates, and that it's not just about the players that a manager has and he can spend and what he does on the pitch. I think he understands the whole thing of the business. And I think that when, who is it? Coutinho, for example, was being sold, I think he got that. I think he got what, you know, was being said behind the scenes in terms of, we're going to have to let him go. You know, and it's like, because the money's so high, I think he gets it all. So just because he's saying nothing's going to happen unless I'm happy, doesn't mean that he would be obstructive. Because if it makes sense, you have to work together, don't you, as a team, from whatever level in the club you are, from the you know, top to bottom. Do you get me drift, guys? But I just thought that if I weren't happy, it wouldn't be happening. And I just was like, yes, finally, we know who's calling the fucking shots with the transfers and stuff like that. And I just think that's a good sign as well. Do you know what I mean? The respect is there from above. Let him make his decisions. If it's a financial decision, we have to approach the manager and say, Jurgen, we really need to do this. Do you know what I mean, guys? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Fuck knows what this video is about. What's it about? Oh, it was about Jurgen Klopp's strong message to clubs trying to sign his Liverpool players. Have you got any comments on what I've basically tried to say? Anything about the transfer window, England, Premier League, you know, window versus the European window? I'm sure we've discussed it in previous videos this month about whether it works, whether it doesn't work, what should happen, what shouldn't happen. Are clubs taking the piss because they know that we can't do anything? You know, who do you think will leave? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Should Klavan have gone? Although we did that on another video, and I don't know why I'm doing all this, but that's it. So that is definitely my last video today for you guys, all right? Because I'm now going to go for a quick piddle, and then I'm going to record KopTalk podcast, which is at KopTalkPodcast.com. All right, guys, you have a fabulous weekend and behave yourselves, all right? Don't you be getting into trouble or knocking any birds up. And if you're a female, you know what I'm saying? If you're a girl out there, you know, if you're doing a turn, you know what I mean? Make them fucking wait for it. Make them fucking, do you know what I mean? Don't just be like falling for his bullshit. No. If he loves you, if he likes you, he'll fucking wait, right? We've got to think about the girls as well, guys. I was looking at my stats today on YouTube. I do have female viewers. Well, I fucking do. Fuck knows how. Maybe it's because they want a bit more of the big man. Do you know what I mean? Alright.